Well, guys, as you can see, we are in yet another incredible place.
No big whoop, you know.
Stunning booty. What?
Stunning booty.
Stunning booty.
Stunning natural booty.
But anyways, guys, hopefully you're starting to get the picture that the Basque Country is super diverse. It's got amazing stories, and it's a place that we're really passionate about.
Anyways, dude, let's try this again.
The Basque Country is a mystery. Their origins are unknown, and their language, euskera, is related to no other. They may be the last indigenous Europeans, their culture preserved by the mountains that form the border between Spain and France. During the dictatorship of Francisco Franco, Basque culture was suppressed, and ETA, an armed separatist group, waged a bloody war for independence that ended with a ceasefire in 2011. With peace, Basque culture is flourishing, especially their food, earning them dozens of Michelin stars in an area the size of New Jersey.
Our story is intimately tied to the Basque Country. 4 years ago, we started this YouTube channel while living here as English teachers. Then, a video we made about San Sebastian won us an international travel filmmaking competition and launched our careers as travel vloggers. Now, we're coming back to show you the best of 3 Basque provinces. From mountains of ancient myths to stunning coastlines with killer surf and as much food as we can stomach. One bite at a time.
Wow. So good.
But before we hit the main course, let's start with an appetizer.
Okay, first up, the cave of Santa Mamiñez.
Mame?
No mames, no Santa Mamiñez, güey. It's really difficult to know where to start with Basque culture because it's such an ancient culture. So we decided to stop here at La Cueva de Santa Mamiñez, which is 14,000 years old. It's a prehistoric cave and has some of the earliest artwork and traces of Basque civilization.
Well, my name is David Alex Gehry. Right now we're in the reserve of the biosphere of Urdaibai, and in particular in the area known as Santi Mamiñe. Here we have the prehistoric paintings that date back 14,000 years. One of the keys to understanding the origins of the Basque people.
Somehow they're letting us into the cave. Into the darkness we go.
In the first chamber, they found remains of food and bones, and then they discovered paintings of what the local animals were: bison, boars, and them hunting them.
Further back in the cave system is where the cave paintings are. They've sealed that to help preserve it. Seems like a pretty impressive cave system, and I think if I were living, 10,000 plus years ago, this would be a good place to live.
So they say that the Basques are one of the oldest cultures in Europe. Like, what does that mean?
The origins are not very clear. For instance, we do have still descendants proved by DNA of the people that lived in these caves. So the person that has received us, his daughter, has still DNA traceable back to the prehistoric remains that were found here.
What'd you think?
I'm super into archaeology, and to come here and be able to actually enter the cave, pretty incredible. How about you?
They have that TV show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I think they should say, can you paint better than a 14,000-year-old caveman?
No.
All right, well, we're gonna hop into the car. We're gonna head down from the mountains into the beautiful little town of Gernika, and we're gonna tell you why when we get there.
All right, so right now we are in Gernika, and this is basically the symbolic capital of the Basque Country because of this tree right behind us, no?
Exactly. We know that there's been an oak tree here for centuries, and under which the Lord of Biscay would reunite with the noblemen, and here they would establish the laws that governed the province.
So the tree is symbolic because this is where all of the early Basque tribes would meet and pass laws. And eventually they codified these laws into something called the fueros, which are basically the sacred set of laws that govern Basque democracy and the Basque way of life. Later, when the Basque Country would become part of the Spanish Empire, the king would send a representative here to meet with the Basques and recognize their autonomy within the Spanish kingdom. This stained glass window is super symbolic. There's obviously the tree right here. The gentleman in the center is holding a copy of the laws.
The way to do it, lay down on the floor. I don't know how many of you guys out there are Lord of the Rings fan. The tree of Gernika really reminds me of the tree, in the White City of Gondor. Maybe J.R.R. Tolkien had some sort of influence when he designed Tree of Gondor of being the tree of Gernika. Let me know your thoughts down there. Comment box. So Marko has just enlightened me about this word that we all use in English, the head honcho. When you're in charge, what does that mean, bro?
The people who were here as representatives were called haunchos. So a hauncho was kind of like a big, powerful person, and this is one of the few loan words from Basque that we have in English.
Now the question is, who's the head honcho in here, brother?
The importance of Gernika really is that it safeguarded Basque laws, institutions, the fueros, even as the Basque Country was absorbed into the growing Spanish Empire. But that trait of finding autonomy within larger political entities goes back even further, back to Roman times.
So we're gonna explore Roman heritage here in the best possible way, over a glass of wine.
Chin chin.
Vámonos.
Dollar bills if your hands are to win anything you wanna come. Boy, what the plans if your hands are to win everything you wanna come.
Ladies, gentlemen, damas y caballeros, it's super windy. We're about an hour and a half outside of Gernika. We've come to La Rioja Alavesa to these incredible ruins behind us to talk about Rome's influence on the Basque Country.
So today we've gone on quite the journey. We started the northernmost border of the Basque Country, which is the ocean, and now we're here on the banks of the Rio Ebro, which basically divides Basque-speaking lands from Castilla to the south. And to the north of us, it's all green. To the south of us, it's basically Mediterranean climate. And one of the biggest differences between the Basque Country and the rest of Iberia is the language. This is one of the only non-Latin languages in all of Western Europe. When the Roman Empire came here back in the day, they essentially left the northern lands to the Basques and kind of settled down here. That's why there's wine, that's why there's grapes and wheat. These are all things the Romans needed for their empire, and they kind of set up shop here and just chilled. Anyways, we're gonna go meet up with a local guide right now who's gonna teach us a bit more about the impact of Rome here in La Rioja Alavesa.
This is the Puente Mantible or Mantible Bridge. It was built in the 2nd century when the Romans arrived. The Romans were conquering Spain, and they arrived to this region mainly because of the geographical situation. We are between a mountain and the Ebro River. The Romans are very important in our history because they are the ones that brought the vines here, which is nowadays the winemaking is the main economical activity in this region.
We are off to study the Roman influence in the most delicious and delectable way, a glass of vino tinto. So we're off to Bodega El Fabulista. Fabulista, which means fables, something along those lines. I don't know yet, but we will know soon, so stay tuned. Alright guys, well we have just arrived into the city of LaGuardia.
Not the airport in New York, but recently voted one of the most beautiful towns in all of Spain. You can see why.
This is a wine city. It's perched on this hilltop.
Cars can't be on here because the whole town has like these connected tunnels underneath it, which were originally used for defense, but are now used as wine bodegas, such as the place we're going right now. We're now in the bodega. Bodega. Say it with me now. Bodega. La Rioja is the biggest wine region in Spain. We're gonna go try some Tempranillo, which is 95% of the wine from here is Tempranillo.
Son las 5 de la tarde, ya es la hora para probar. Venga, tío, vámonos. This winery, El Fabulista, is a really small production winery. The barrels that are in the other room, like that's their entire production. This Tempranillo is gorgeous. You can see differentiation in the colors when you're spinning it around.
Gotta shove the nose way in there.
Get it in there. Come on.
It's the moment to don't laugh because catastrophe.
Well, wine tasting is over and now we are on our way to another amazing winery. Just a 10-minute drive away. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God, Becky. You would not believe the light that we just scored on this place.
Okay, so we just arrived at our next location, Marqués de Riscal. This is a bodega, a winery, but also a hotel. And the hotel is designed by Frank Gehry, who designed the Guggenheim in Bilbao. And the plan is check into our rooms, which are supposed to be pretty nice, and then stay the night and eat dinner in their wine bar.
Ooh, this is nice. Marco? Are we sharing a room again?
Tapas time, tapas time.
Ensalada de queso, pulpo, croquetas, little hamburgers.
And Marqués de Riscal Tempranillo, the quiet crianza, or what was it?
Don't know what it is, but it's a bottle of wine.
And we're gonna drink it.
We have had an amazing first day here in the Basque Country, and there is so much more on the way.
We hope that we've given you a good introduction to what this place is about and why we're so passionate about it. But tomorrow we're diving in to the heart of it. We're going to the Basque Highlands, so make sure you tune in for that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Vagabrothers if you have not already, and share this video with your friends or your travel buddies.
And in the meantime, remember to stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll see all of you Vagabuddies on the road. But first, I'm just going to pass out. Love you guys. Bye. What's up, everybody? I'm Alex.
And I'm Mark.
And we're two brothers from California teaming up to win the biggest, baddest bucket list.
But first, we got 3 minutes to show you 24 hours in Europe's coolest city, San Sebastian.
Ooh, this one's ripe. Look at that.
Oh, dude, you just screwed the camera. What are you doing?